Okay, guys, I am back for a quick one. Let's hope. Follow up to TacPack January 2024. Now, in that one, we got these little marking bands, these lobster claw rubber bands, and in the video, I had said I didn't really think these were necessary. I didn't understand, and so what happens often is I say something that, from my point of view, makes sense, and you got to remember my point of view is really still focused a lot from my military experience. And there are always different points of view out there. To me, and also in my personal experience, I have two different AR platforms. I have a 5.56 AR-15. I have a 308 AR-10. I forget, and again, in the military, there are different, there are only so many rounds out there, and a lot of my firearms experience comes from 21 years in the military, where 7.62, 308, those are valid rounds. 5.56, that's a valid round. Not saying other ones are invalid, but I think you know what I mean. I flat out do forget sometimes that in the civilian world, there are other rounds that are popular with people for their stuff. Just like when we were reviewing this, it completely slipped my mind that people will shoot 300 Blackout, which to me is not a round that I would, even if I had it now that we're talking about it, it's not a round that I would want to use for various reasons. And I understand there are a lot of reasons people do really like 300 Blackout. It's just not something that I personally would run. So that being said, yes, thanks to people commenting and saying, because I did ask, I flat out asked, what's the point of this? What do you use it for? And overwhelmingly it was, hey, this is to remind you that you might have a magazine, because a regular old AR-15 magazine, M16, M4 magazine, can hold 5.56 or 300 Blackout, or technically also a 300 Whisper, I would imagine, right? They fit in the same magazine. The number of rounds you can hold is different based on which one you're having, but that could be a source of remembering which you have, because you would not want to then interchange those rounds depending on what your upper and your setup is. It just didn't even occur to me at the time. And once again, it's viewers keeping me honest and calling me out when I say something dumb, different, stupid, or in that case, just kind of ignorant. Because again, there is a whole different world that I just did not consider when I made the comment and when I said that. So just like a lot of people might, again, I shoot my 2 rounds. A lot of people might consider, 6.5 Creedmoor can also easily fit in a magazine that's configured for like 308 Winchester. So those are just things that don't occur to me, because that's not my realm. That's not where I go. So I just want to come back and follow up, because if I make a mistake or I say something that's inaccurate or doesn't make full sense when we consider what we're working with, I like to double back and I like to clear that up and I like to own up to it. And I certainly don't want to speak any kind of negative thing about a product based on me not knowing, and not come back and say, okay, there is something that I just didn't understand, or I don't want to say something negative because I don't know better, and let that. I want to always be fair with everything. So I just want to thank everybody that took the time to kind of talk it out in the comments. And we actually were able to have some cool discussions too about then mistakes being made with wrong magazines and due diligence, and not to insult anybody either, but saying like, okay, so now let's talk about personal responsibility and safety with firearms. We had some good discussions in the comments. I really appreciate that. So thanks everybody for squaring me away on that issue and giving me some more insight on when we might use this, or when you might, because it's it's a whole, once again, just not something I think about. I really appreciate it, guys, keeping me honest and giving me the ability to come back and say, hey, here's something I did not talk about, did not factor into my thinking in the video, and able to put out more information for everybody, because I know not everybody reads the comments, so this is sometimes a way to come back and double back, and certainly to make it right for the box and for the producer of the product, to make sure we're always being fair about everything we review. So hopefully folks will come back and watch this follow-up, and it will be said and out there. Again, I really appreciate you guys when I say something that needs following up, and you can hit it in the comments and give me an opportunity to come back and make these follow-ups. Remember, you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. I guess all these magazines were just for fancy show, but here they are. And I will be back again real soon.